What is going on, guys? We are trying to find, we're looking at our GPS, and we are trying to find something pretty darn cool, I think, that happens to be just by where we're at. If we can find it on our GPS. Did you find it?
I think so.
Is that it? It's about 6 miles away. We are...
Does that look like it?
That looks like it.
National Monument?
That's the one.
Okay.
There's a really cool national monument we're heading to. We're going to take you to that right here next. So there is a national monument right close to the park that we're headed to, and looking up some interesting facts about who this monument is for. A couple things. The biggest thing that I didn't know is he's the highest ranking military officer ever. Forever. There will never be anybody that is higher ranking. Do you know who we're talking about? If you know the answer to that question, you know who we're talking about. He didn't have a middle name. No.
Okay.
No middle name. He was once a non-president commander-in-chief, and those with the military background, or if you didn't know, the President of the United States is the commander-in-chief. He's the boss. He's the one that sends down the orders. So, however, I don't know if there's ever been another one. Maybe we need to film right here. So I can give you some easy ones about him, and you'll know exactly who we're talking about. So maybe I'll just go to that. How's that sound? He did not cut down a cherry tree. Okay. Did you know that? He did not have wooden teeth. No.
Okay.
If you don't know who we're talking about now, we're talking about George Washington. And we are at his birthplace. It's right down that road right over there. Yeah. And it's just gorgeous out here. This is in Virginia. I don't know if there's a town name. Do we have?
Here's a map of 1732 Popes Creek Road, Colonial Beach, Virginia, 22443.
Colonial Beach, Virginia. Well, we're going to drive in, and we're going to take you guys along. So, hope you enjoy it. I think we will too. Oh, look, there's the monument that we were just standing around. Oh, this is part of the original fence that was around. Interesting video. I didn't know George Washington came with the family. His family actually had about 10,000 acres here to their farm. That's
a lot.
That's a lot. We're walking a trail, the house that he grew up in, the house. It's about 300 yards away. Pretty cool being here. We wouldn't have known this was here, except one of the ways that we find places when we get to a location is we open up Google Maps, simply opening up Google Maps and looking to see what's around. And this popped up this morning. I said, oh, well, we've got to go do that. So, Pool Creek, I don't know, Pope Creek? Pope Creek. And, I don't know if you can see it here, if we'll have a better view. And George left these really cool trash cans, these barrels. That was awesome. Fish, crabs, waterfowl, deer, and other game. That smoky smell is kind of permeated in. I don't think it's any one thing.
Toasting.
Toast, that's toast down there.
Those are some pretty
Some
awful looking
candles.
candles.
Yeah. Well, they're just starting. They're beginning to be candles. So we just went through the museum over here, and while this is known as the birthplace of George Washington, none of the buildings that you see in the background are original. There are no original buildings from the grounds. The museum was built in 1930, and it was a commemorative building. It was not built by structural design of what was here previous. Lots of big question marks as to what buildings were here. It was kind of interesting. And I guess one of the local universities is going to be coming in to do some ground radar, checking it out, and kind of see if we can figure a little bit better of where everything was. But all of these buildings, while they're old, I think these buildings were built in 1930. I'm not sure about any of these over here. We asked the ranger inside what happened to the original buildings, and chances are they fell in disrepair. Washington only grew up, I guess, the first 6 years
here.
of his life here, and then moved to Mount Vernon. All these buildings were built as commemoration to George Washington. Even the monument that was actually outside, we learned it used to sit right where the museum's sitting, and the government at this point felt that that looked more like a grave.
Mausoleum.
Yeah. So they moved it outside at the entrance to where you come in. Obviously the blacksmith shop. When asking about what happened to the original buildings, she said, you know, there's a few theories. It could have been fire. Apparently the Washingtons did have a few houses burned down around Christmas. Although she said that in checking the soil here, they didn't find evidence of a fire. So she said it's possible that the house is just degraded from termites and eventually were removed.
Chicken coop, I suppose.
Yeah. And much like this, I mean, this is, I don't want to touch it too much, but it's just falling apart right here. So you have to remember it was 1730 when all of this was built. And it's hard. Oh, that's the horses are over there.
30 years old, my God.
Yeah, look at the roof on that. I assume those are pig pens. They're not very tall.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have any pigs over there. I don't see anything moving around in there.
They do have sheep on property somewhere. Found the horses.
They lost the sheep.
The sheep are prego, so they're not going very far.
The sheep are running wild. No, she said there are some sheep running the property around here someplace that are pregnant and
About to drop.
about to
Drop
have
their
babies
lamb.
anytime. So they believe that this was the original foundation. And it has been excavated. And you can see some of the things they found while excavating. But they're not entirely sure. They just believe. They believe. Well, I believe it's time for us to get going, but we have one more place. There was a family cemetery. As I recall them talking about it, I believe George Washington's father and mother, sister, a couple other family members. Basically, it was the Washington burial plot on the Washington family's land. So we're gonna go on over there and check that out real quick. So we'll turn the camera back on in just a second. That idea either. So just went to the family cemetery of the Washingtons that was here on the property, probably a couple miles from the house, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
And you know, a cemetery should be left alone, in my opinion. This one in 1930 was dug up. It sounds like they couldn't really identify all the bodies, so they put them all together under the main center vault, and didn't remark the graves, didn't, you know, they did a nice job, they made it look nice, but the way it made it sounds, back in 1930 they were trying to commemorate George Washington by doing all of these things for him. The house where the museum stood and so forth, I believe they felt that the house wasn't worthy of the first president of the country being born. So that was the house, the museum was the house that they built, that they believed is befitting a first president and father of our nation. The problem is, and my feeling is on it, they disturbed all of the history and his legacy. It's not what was worthy, it's where he came from. Instead of trying to make it something it was not. And that's kind of what they did with the cemetery there. They did that back in 1930. I don't think they would do that in today's age.
No, they do their best to preserve what's there,
Yeah.
but leave it as is.
Yeah. So that is the family cemetery, but a little disappointing, much like the birthplace where it was rebuilt back in 1930 to match what their feeling was befitting the father of our country. And their intention was good, but they destroyed a lot of history, I'm sure, along the way.
Yeah.
So a little disappointing in that sense. Still very cool that we get to be here on the property. So the fact that, you know, this was where he came from, this was the family cemetery, that was pretty cool.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. We're definitely doing a tick check tonight, and but that's going to wrap this one up, and we are out of here because we're just going straight back home. So
As I'm scratching still. Never mind me.
we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Biggest one is that
That's supposed to be recording while you're driving. I think that's against the law.
the biggest one that I didn't know is he is and always will be the highest ranking member.
Here, don't say that to her. Turn left. Edit. All right, no.
Okay.
Continue, please.
So, but he, as far as I know, is the only one. I think they can see that on your thing there. Thank God we have to turn left.
I don't want to say anything.
I can see this.
Well,
I think they can see this.
turn left.
Turn left.
You have to redo that whole thing.
Oh my
you know,
God.
right? Why are you doing it when you're driving anyway?
Because I didn't realize it was going to be by a phone. And my honey going.
Directions. I mean, we could drive that way and it'll take us a half hour to get there.
How about just saying we're going to turn left right up here?
Because you just told the phone off. she told you to turn.
So you didn't want me to tell you to off?
I'm not going to say nothing.
Oh God. Okay, this is all going on the blooper reel, I think. All right, cut.